Hello, everyone. This is Barry Moore at the Better Business Bureau, serving Central Virginia. And very seldom do I get an opportunity to have the honorable, and I use that term, and I know you don't necessarily like that term, maybe, and uncomfortable, but I admire your background. I admire, the leadership you've provided Fork Union Military Academy, FUMA for short, and a guy from New Jersey. I love acronyms like that. But I want to introduce Mark, Captain Mark Black, and I'll let you say hello real quick, and then we're just going to listen to you for 6-7 minutes.
Roger. Again, Mark Black, retired captain from the Navy, currently president at Fork Union Military Academy in Central Virginia. And in contemplating what I want to do is one of the things that I'll just start off with is if you look, when I got into education, the reason I got into education following retirement from the military is I really wanted to do something that meant something in life. And I think I could have done a lot of things, probably made a lot more money and worked half as hard because this is hard work. But I will tell you, knowing that you've made a difference in a young man's life is probably one of the most intoxicating sensations that I've ever had. I actually got that. The reason I wanted to go into this line of work is although the Lord blessed me tremendously throughout my naval career, I got to do everything that I ever desired to do. The most rewarding thing that I did was as a volunteer high school lacrosse coach in Chesapeake, Virginia at Great Bridge High School, which ended up spawning 3 different teams, one at Great Bridge High School, one at Hickory High School, and then one at Grassfield when it came online. And I can tell you, I coached about 100 kids in 4 seasons, and I would say 25 of those young men are in a different place in life than where they were headed. And at that point in time, I decided that's what I want to do. And that's what Fork Union is. And I want to do it to honor the Lord and to educate these young men, to let them know that, hey, being a Christian, you're not necessarily going to be the cool guy, but you're going to be the right guy. And you're going to be the bedrock guy that society is going to live upon. And we want to really... there's a saying that I use. We have a mission statement, as Barry well knows, but I have a vision that I keep in my mind that we want to forge devout, educated young men that are courageous. Now, each one of those words means something to me, and it keeps me focused. And I have to admit, are we accomplishing this? No. I mean, we're always trying to get better. But what we're trying to do is, first of all, my dad was a steel worker, and the forging process of making steel, you take a good piece of material, iron, and you put heat and pressure on it, and you produce a better material called steel. Fork Union Military Academy is going to be hard. It's going to be difficult. It's going to be challenging, and we're not going to apologize for that because it is going to produce a better product. Right. Next, I want our young men to be devout. My pinnacle goal is to inspire them to have a fear for the Lord, and
I watch you do that. I mean, I think that. Sorry. So you're the headmaster or the president. What's the title?
President.
President. So I've gone to a prep school and they were headmaster, and so I have a unique eye. Right. So I'm on your board. And I serve, again, to bring people, military uniforms, unbelievable campus, unbelievable experience, leadership qualities that will take these young men and be the leaders of our future world, fathers, husbands, and big things. So that being said, okay, I want to go over what I think your job is, right? If anybody ever wanted to apply, because it's probably in people's mind, I want to be president of a prep school or whatever we call military academy, it's got to be easy. He's a Top Gun guy. I bet you it was easier to be a Top Gun pilot.
Absolutely.
Because you have, and I want everybody to realize this, and whether students listen to this, parents, you are always attracting and trying to satisfy so many different people. So these students, these are young kids that just because they might be Christian and believe in God, just like you and I talked about, we've all gone bad around that stage. And so I lose attention. Then they got to get dressed in their uniform. Then they got to live in a dormitory. Then they got to play sports. Then they got to have good grades. Then you got to get the faculty motivated. You got to get the faculty to follow you. You got to get the faculty motivated each and every day. I'm sure at these schools we don't overpay them, just like we don't here at the Better Business Bureau. But we do a job. We have a passion. And then you have directors, and they try to understand what you do, and they have a passion. You got a lot of alumni on your board, which is pretty cool. Then you got to motivate an alumni association. You got to motivate the parents. You got to invite and motivate the community. You're worldwide. You got to get people on your staff that can raise money, because you need two things: great education and students, and money.
Yes, sir.
And then Jesus could provide all that, right?
Yes, sir.
On prayer. So I rant because that's where I get excited, right? And that's why I admire yourself and your team. And I'm just getting to know everybody. So 2 more minutes, talk about whatever you want. But I covered a lot of things there.
Right.
And you're not going to cover them all right now. But
Well, I mean, I just think in terms of my job, it can be encapsulated in really 2 points. One, I have to express a vision to my faculty and staff in terms of what we're trying to accomplish. And that goes back into, hey, we want to forge, develop, educated, honorable young men that are courageous, which is in keeping with our mission statement, which is longer. And then my task is to go out and secure the resources necessary to enable them to do their jobs. Now, that can be in the form of donations to the school for our infrastructure, our programs and things of that nature, or to secure scholarship money for kids to come. I mean, there are a lot of individuals that want to come to our school that
Right.
are attracted that, frankly, they can't afford it. And my objective ultimately, and I'd like to do this for a number of years until I can put the school in the place where I want it to be. I would like to eventually get to the point where I can look at a kid and I don't have to ask him how much he can pay. I can just tell him, you pay as much as you can, and I've got the resources to enable you to pay the rest of the way. And that's what the legacy that I want to leave at Fork Union Military Academy is that in itself. Is I want a full barracks. We have the capacity of about 500, and to know that if you drive into Fork Union and you want to be there and you're a mission appropriate young man, that you're coming, and either through whatever you can offer in terms of tuition, and then I will have the sufficient resources that I have available to me to ensure that you're there. And that's what I would like to be. That's what I would like to leave the school at when I depart. That's my objective.
Amazing. Yeah, and we didn't talk about this, and we don't know each other that well. I mean, I'm fairly new in your circle. But let me tell you what I pray for. In my mind, because I got the same. I got a tough job here. I mean, I'm trying to convince people a 115-year-old brand, BBB.org, is the place to start every search and every vendor you find, that every consumer finds out without getting ripped off. Mm-hmm. It is like talking to the wall sometimes. And I have a board of directors. Mm-hmm. I look to them, and I don't expect them to do my job. I don't want them in the weeds. I want them to help me. But sometimes I look at them in the board meetings, I'm like, what are we talking about, right? Help me. And so, you know, Mark, what I pray right now, so you know, is that we find, and you just alluded to it, so tell me God's not working between you and I want to find $100 to $200 million gift. That's what I pray for. And the purpose and the reason for that gift is to bring a tuition of X down to Y, that affordable, that you got to have some skin in the game. But if you couldn't, you get a scholarship, and you have to work at the school. I went to a prep school. man, I didn't get a scholarship, but I got paid like $2 an hour, and that was food money for me. And I had to clean the laundry for all the rich kids. It was a horrible job. But you know what? Made me more resilient than ever, right? So I have thick skin. So $200 million, pay that tuition down. We bring the tuition down to affordable. You know what? If there's wealthy parents are sending their kids there, they'll pay more or they'll sponsor. So anyway, anything last closing words? We're at, believe it or not, 11 minutes again.
I guess the only thing I would say is, like I said, we're an all-male military school, but the most important aspect is we're a Christian school. And my goal is we're going to be the refuge for the remnant. Yeah. And we're going to produce individuals that are going to be the bedrock of society, and the end product are going to be better sons, better husbands, and better fathers. And
the nice thing is, you're not starting from scratch. You've been doing this for, what, 140 years?
We're in our 129th year.
129 years. This is a foundation that you're just building the next level.
Yes, sir.
This board of directors, your faculty, these students are the next generation for the next generation until Jesus returns or God, takes over.